Hi everyone, my name is Heather Moreno. Welcome to my new channel. I am a 38, soon to be 39-year-old triathlete mother. I've been trying for 9 seasons. I am very inspired to hear stories of other women and the struggles that they've gone through with triathlon, as well as their accomplishments. I live in a suburb of Chicago and I have 5 kids. Ages 13 is my oldest and my youngest is 2. I work as a musician. I teach private lessons and I'm a music minister at several different churches. I also teach spin classes at a gym. I am a passionate Christian and my faith has really carried me through many finish lines. My faith has really helped me grow stronger in my triathlete struggles, I guess you could say. And I really use it as use my workouts as a way to really dig deep into my faith and into my strength in Christ. So I love to share that with people through discussion of triathlon. But this channel is going to be for triathlete moms of any faith. It doesn't matter if you're Christian, if you're atheist, if you're maybe even Muslim. I know we have some of those in our community now. Jewish, non-denominational Christian, any faith, it doesn't matter. This is not necessarily going to be focused on faith, but I will be talking about it at times. So again, I have been racing for 9 seasons. Just a little bit about my background. I come from a big family and I'm a farm girl. So I did not grow up really in sports, but I did grow up very active. We had a lot of chores outside. I was homeschooled, so we did not have, intramural sports through school. I did participate in some community sports through the park district, such as soccer and softball. I played a little volleyball. I always hated running. I only swam just for fun. I never swam competitively growing up, and I never participated in any sort of races at all, not even a 5K, until I had done my first triathlon when I was 29 years old. What led me to triathlon actually was a bucket list kind of thing. I was turning 30 and I had met a lady at the gym actually that I worked at. I had only worked out to try to lose weight. So I was never interested in any sort of competition. But I did have a weight problem. So I would go to the gym and work out and then beat myself up if I didn't lose any weight and celebrate if I did lose a few pounds and then beat myself up if I gained them back. So it was always just a really difficult struggle for me. And I'm sure a lot of you moms understand that struggle of basically shaming ourselves for weight gain, shaming ourselves for the things that our bodies can't do that we think they can't do, instead of celebrating what our bodies can do, namely being able to create life and go ahead and race on top of that. That's pretty amazing. So I had already had 1 child, and actually had my second child was just a little baby when I decided to do my triathlon. But before I had any children, I met this woman through, like I said, the gym I worked at, and she was an Ironman, an Iron woman, I guess you could say, but an Ironman finisher. She was a breast cancer survivor, and I met her when I was swimming at the gym. And I was not competitively swimming. I just swam for fitness. And she said, you should do a triathlon. You can swim. That's like half the battle right there. If you can swim, I mean, you can ride a bike, right? And I said, well, yeah, I mean, I don't have a bike, but I could ride a bike. And she said, well, there's this sprint triathlon. You should do it. And I said, well, what's that? So she explained it to me and she told me about the swim. And I thought, okay, that's doable. And then she told me about the bike. And I thought, well, I can get through, 12 miles on a bike if I get a bike. What about this run? And she's like, oh, it's only a 5K. And I'm ignorantly like, well, what's a 5K? How far is that in miles? And she said, oh, it's only 3.1 miles. And I was like, only? I can hardly run a mile. Like, you're kidding me, right? I was a smoker. I was a heavy drinker. My eating was out of control. I did not take care of myself. I was very insecure. And she was so convinced that I could do it. And I was like, you're nuts, lady. And, despite the fact that she had finished an Ironman and she was the mother of 2 children and she was telling me that I could do it, I still just doubted myself. And I'm like, there's no way I can't do that. So I totally disregarded her invitation to come to a triathlon. However, she did plant a seed. Fast forward a few years later. So like I said, I had a couple children. My second child is handicapped, and I will talk about that in another video. But my pregnancy with him really was difficult. And it was through that pregnancy that I gained a lot of strength through my faith and thought to myself, if I can get through this, I can get through anything in life. And so I actually, when he was 10 and a half months old, did my first sprint triathlon. I was turning 30 that year, and that seed that woman had planted, who later, by the way, I found out she had a recurrence of her breast cancer, and she did pass away. Unfortunately, she lost that battle. But I thought, you know what? I would want to make her proud. And I know that if I can get through this pregnancy I got through, I can get through anything. So I decided I would go ahead and sign up for that sprint triathlon. Like I said, never run a 5K. I had never done any swim races, biking, never done even an open water swim or anything. So it was quite a stretch, but I just got a generic training plan. It was like a 10-week plan or a 12-week plan or something like that. 2 swims, 2 bikes, and 2 runs a week. And I did it on my cheap, heavy, like big box store mountain bike, which I didn't know the difference. Like I didn't know there were like fast bikes. I followed the training plan and I got through that finish line, and it was a couple months before I turned 30, and I was so proud of the accomplishment to be able to say I am a triathlete and I did this. And I just loved the experience of training and crossing that finish line and celebrating that my body could do it. And so from one thing I noticed during the training is that I stopped beating myself up over that I gained weight, or I like, to me, working out was always about weight loss. And then, like I said, if it wasn't happening, I would beat myself up. The training that I experienced at that point for the triathlon took my focus off of weight loss and more on that race and that goal and that crossing that finish line, and then celebrating again what my body could do. And it also encouraged me to eat well and get better rest and things like that. So I just loved that experience. And the same day I did that race, I was online looking for another triathlon. I was bit by that bug. So 2 months later, I actually got a road bike and did the Olympic distance Chicago Triathlon. And I had a fantastic experience there as well. It was super, super challenging, especially for me being so new to everything, running and everything. And swimming in Lake Michigan is no joke. But I had a great time racing as an Athena, because I was still holding on to pregnancy weight. And I've always been a little bit bigger of a person. So that was when I discovered what Athena was and thought, oh, I should race as an Athena. So I crossed that finish line and I got on the podium as an Athena. And again, this was in 2011. I had a fantastic experience and I couldn't wait to race in the future. So that was kind of the beginning of all of it. I have raced as an Athena at every race when Athena was available as an option. I know some races don't have Athenas. However, after my 5th baby, I've gone through some big changes with nutrition and my training approach, and I have lost a lot of weight. So right now I'm kind of teetering on the bottom end of Athena. I don't have a goal in mind for weight, more for body composition, but I am very, very big on strength training in the off season. So I'm hoping next year when I turn 40, to do my first full Ironman. And in that case, I would really like to cut down a little bit more body fat between now and then, and in which case I won't be able to race as an Athena anymore. So like I said, right now I'm teetering right on that very bottom edge of it. But I celebrate all body types. I celebrate, women who race as Athenas, celebrate what your body can do. Some women struggle putting on weight. Some women struggle putting on muscle. So it doesn't matter what your body type is. And that's one of the things I love about triathlon. And that's one of the things that we'll talk about here is that body positivity and just being able to celebrate what your body is capable of, namely having a baby and then being able to race. So I try because of that, because that 9 seasons of this awesome experience I've had in the triathlete community. I want to be able to celebrate that and help other women who are maybe looking at that or maybe struggling with it, that maybe they want to be a triathlete, or maybe they are and they haven't raced in a few years and they're trying to find their way back to it. Maybe they had a baby and they just feel like everything is so different. So I am making this channel because I want to be able to give to other people in our triathlete community, namely women and especially mothers. So this channel could be for anybody, but it is specially made for mothers and triathletes who are mothers, and even females who are aspiring to be mothers one day who are also triathletes. I will be offering advice, training tips. Again, like I said, I changed my nutrition plan and have switched my eating habits up completely, and my off-season training. And that led me to be able to have a significant weight loss over the last off-season, 30 pounds to be exact. And it was 30 pounds of almost all fat, a little water weight too, but I do body composition testing, and I was able to maintain my muscle. So that I would love to share about that approach. I am a certified group fitness instructor and spin instructor, so I will be offering some videos with some workouts for strength training and core work. I will be hopefully interviewing some other really inspirational women in triathlon, especially mothers. If any of you would like to partake, if you have an amazing, motivating story, inspiring story, I would love to be able to interview you and to share that video on this channel. I really just want to show solidarity to the triathlete mamas and women who aspire to be mamas one day. Again, we need to celebrate our body. We need to celebrate our accomplishments, what we are capable of, what our bodies are capable of. Throughout my 9 seasons of racing, I have tried many, many different, pieces of gear. I will probably be doing some reviews on things that I've tried, especially the lower cost pieces of gear, some things that people are hesitant to purchase on Amazon because it's not a major brand. Particularly recently, I bought my first hydration pack and I went with an off-brand, so I will probably review that. But 5 kids on a budget, I'm trying to try on a budget. So I will be reviewing some of the, especially some of the pieces that I feel very strongly about, whether they completely were horrible or they were really awesome, especially if they're good for the budget. I would love to share my experience with that. I will share race reports when we do get back to racing again. I know everybody's seasons were totally jacked up here in 2020 with COVID hitting us, but I'll be sharing personal stories about my own training, my struggles with training, my accomplishments with training, and then just motivating videos and stories, whether they're my own or someone else's story. I will be offering as much support and inspiration as possible to those who are watching these videos. So that's all I have for you today. I will be posting more videos in the near future of all different types. So keep an eye out for those. And if you really want to follow it, please be sure to subscribe so that you'll know when I post new videos. If you like this video, please click that like button and please feel free to share it with your friends, especially the other women who are triathletes or aspiring triathletes or triathletes who are aspiring to be mamas. Take care. We'll see you next time.